the same. Okay? Let's look at the next page. You got some handy notes down there, do you? Really, Mr. Waller's about the only one who I saw any sort of affirmative or negative sort of a motion from. Okay, thank you, TJ. Do you have some handy notes on the bottom of page 370? This means yes. You know what's coming next, don't you? This means no. And then this means I don't know. And I always go to the left first, and I don't know why. But it's probably just the same way. You know, have we done this? Cross your arms. Have we done this? Maybe not. Cross your arms. Everybody, cross your arms. Now switch. That is wrong. It feels wrong, doesn't it? It feels really wrong. And so we always do it the same way. And so I always, when I rotate my head, I always go to the left. It's also like clasping your hands together. Because you can all do this as well, right? Clasp your hands together, and now switch. Feels wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like fingers on chalkboard kind of thing. And so for whatever reason, I always go to the same side. Just like I cross my arms, I always fold my arms the same way. I always, you know, stack my hands the same way. I always rotate my head the same way. Laura always spills her drink the same way. So let's look at the notes at the bottom. We're going to skip number 1 for a moment. Number 2 provides more useful information for pricing decisions, and we're speaking here specifically about variable costing. Why does variable costing provide more useful information for pricing decisions? What other section, Victoria? Yes. What other section of our materials did we kind of talk about pricing decisions? The appropriate price to set. Did we talk about that anywhere else? Break even, and right around break even we also talked about, it's highly relevant. CVP is break even. And it is, what do you want to say, Scott? You just said something to Tony? Were you? Okay. Not break even. Relevant costs. Relevant costs are relevant for setting prices. And so relevant costs, do they tend to be variable or fixed? What, Mr. Waller? Nothing. Do they tend to, don't let her distract you. Or vice versa. Are relevant costs, do they tend to be variable or fixed? Variable. And so that is variable costing. Income statement provides us with variable costing information. That variable cost information that is relevant or are relevant. Probably is. Number 3, changes in inventory don't affect income. We're going to see that this is the reason why there's a difference between the two, between absorption and variable costing income statement format. Managers certainly find a variable costing income statement format easier to read or understand because it doesn't have those funky overhead allocations, right? It just shows you the numbers. They're right there. It's easy. Managers, particularly those who are scared of accounting, find it easier to understand. The impact of fixed costs on income is emphasized clearly. Fixed costs are quite visible here as a subtotal, and it's more difficult to game or manipulate. Variable costing income statement is more difficult to manipulate than is the absorption, income calculated using the absorption costing income statement format. And we'll learn again why in just a moment. And then dovetails with CVP. I do this one last, just because. Does anybody know what a dovetail is? Furniture, yes. That's exactly right. Has anybody seen a drawer of a dresser made without nails? The corners. What do the corners look like? Just like that. Okay? That's actually the technical name for that is a dovetail joint. A dovetail joint. So, you carve the wood appropriately, cut the wood appropriately, a little glue, and it stays there. Okay? It's also how the neck of a guitar is attached to the body of a guitar, very often on more highly priced acoustic guitars, is with a dovetail joint. Okay? Mr. Waller really was really happy to have received that information. And so dovetail joint, so it fits like a hand in a glove. So that's what dovetail means. So here it's being used as a verb, dovetails with CVP. What's CVP stand for? Mr. Blood?
Cost, volume, profit.
Cost, volume, profit, which is also known as what, Catherine?
Oh, please don't.
You just said this word. I asked you because you just, break even. You just said the word like 3.5 minutes ago. That's why I asked you. It was supposed to be a really easy question. I'm sorry.
Well, like he says, it's always easier to ask somebody else, answer somebody else's question.
It is, isn't it? It is always easier, and I understand. So I try to cut you some slack, because I certainly understand that. What? You don't think I cut you some slack?
Oh, I wasn't actually talking about you.
And so you weren't paying attention to what was going on in class whatsoever? Whatsoever? Oh. Well, you might try that. Thank you. So anyway, well, where were we? So that's that. Which one's gap? Erica? Absorption. So you agree with the choral answer that I received just a moment ago. So when is operating, which one's higher when? Let's put that on the board. That's going to be what comes next. So when will operating income be the same? It'll be the same. It'll be the same when, no. Not a bad, actually that would be true. It will be the same when fixed overhead is 0. So that is a true statement. But it's not what that's a highly unusual situation. And in fact, I think business is moving in the other way. It's much more likely you're much more likely to encounter an all fixed cost company than you are to encounter an all variable cost company. So it's going to be the same when sales equals production. That's what that, and this is supposed to be an E with that line there connected. And so absorption, costing income is higher when production is greater than sales, and variable income is higher when sales greater than production. So Charlotte, let's look at those for just a moment. When this is true, when production is greater than sales, Char, what's going to happen with inventory? Is inventory going to go up or down? Down? When we make more than we sell? Up. Exactly. So inventory is going to go up here, okay? And so here inventory is going to go down. Can we do that? Can you sell more than we make? Tony?
Yep.
How can we do that? How can that be done?
Monthly production, something like that.
Monthly production?
Yeah, something like that. There's more leftover units from the other previous.
Yeah, you might have made more extras in a prior period. In fact, it would require that you've made extras in a prior period. And so in this period, we've got enough in inventory, right? That's what's beautiful about inventory. Okay. It's pretty exciting, this inventory stuff. It can be.